Happy New Year, welcome back. Today is the 2nd of January, so starting the new year fresh. I'm actually working over the Christmas break and all that, so I'm heading into work for the morning, but this afternoon I've got some pretty special stuff lined up. So we're going over to James's spot, his shed, where he runs his business, and we're actually going to film his Mark 1 Escort that he's just done an Ecotech swap on. So it's a modern 2 litre alloy block, alloy head Ford motor. So go out there, do some cool stuff, get some cinematography of that, do a bit of, I guess, vlog style stuff like behind the scenes, and then have a look at some of his other stuff, see if I can get some inspo to come back and work on my car. I'll check in a bit later. First monster of the morning. Very good. Perfect weather. Let's go. Hopefully it clears up and we'll go to somewhere underground. I don't know. Alright, so work done for the day. Off to James's now to film the Escort. And the weather's actually cleared up. It's quite cloudy and overcast, which should make for some good video and photos, but hopefully it doesn't rain. So off we go. And number 2.
Helps that it's so light.
Yeah.
And a good diff ratio, but
oh, that's awesome. That's unreal.
how good it goes, and then how smooth it is, like when you're just cruising.
Yeah. There we go. Bit of selfie action. Definitely
a good engine conversion for an Escort.
So what is it? It's an Ecotech.
It's a duratec 2 litre. Comes out of like a Ford Focus. I think about a 2010 model.
Yeah, right. It's a 2 litre.
It's a stock motor. I haven't even pulled the cam cover off it. And it's got just a quad throttle body, 42mm quad throttle body, and a bad set of extractors. And that's it. And a Haltech. The cheapest Haltech you can buy. With like nothing hooked up, and just some fuel and spark, and that's it.
And it's the most fun you can have in a fucking dead-end car.
Yeah.
Like the adrenaline kick you get out of what, maybe 160 horsepower.
Yeah. In
a car that weighs 860, 900 kilo with a couple of people in it. It's just unreal.
It pulls hard to the limiter.
Yeah.
I think I can lift the rev limit up a bit.
So what's that, 70, 800?
Yeah, I think the limiter was set at 7.5.
7.5.
But I think you can easily just put it to 8.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it drops off. It feels like it's still pulling when it hits it.
It just, yeah, it doesn't roll over. It just keeps going all the way through.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's unreal. Caravan on the wrong side of the road.
Jet skis, boats.
Yeah, that's obviously the best.
It's got no problem turning the tyres. I can't wait to get it out on the track.
It's got R888s in the back too, and it doesn't matter what gear he's in, you stomp it and it just goes.
Yeah.
It's good, yeah. It's a perfect little street car.
It is. It's sort of like not fast enough to get really too much speed up, but it's definitely gives you that buzz, doesn't it?
It gives you like the adrenaline you get out of something like this compared to a big 600 horsepower turbo car is completely different.
It's amazing. Like I had another Escort with a turbo motor that made nearly double the power. This makes whatever 190 or something. It makes 170 at the wheels.
Yeah.
And that thing made well over 300. And there's something cooler about this. It just the instantaneous throttle response here. Sure. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Let's do it. Alright. We'll go for a bit of a drive.
We'll give this mad hoon a go in this Escort.
Oh, I haven't driven no power steering in a while.
Yeah, it's heavy. That's the next upgrade, power steering.
Power steering. I just, yeah.
It's probably a bit far back the seat for you, but this bolted straight to the floor, so there's no, there's no seat rails. Man, you look a proper height in it. Your shoulders down below the top of the door.
Down below and everything.
See that? That's how you're supposed to sit in a car. See how big his muscles are doing a Yui. Locked in. Nothing to make you comfortable.
Nah, it's proper function.
As close as you can get to a bit of a race car on the road, I think.
100%. Like this feels, I haven't driven a car like this forever. It's been so long.
No rubbers in anything. Everything's rose jointed.
Rose joints, solid mount.
Pretty stiff springs.
I like how you're sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
It feels low to the ground. Oh fuck. Like it's so touchy and so like you put your foot on it and it just wants to go. It's a little beehive. You just feel so connected to the road, like.
The good news is, if we do anything to the motor itself's only less than $500.
Yeah. It's modern tech too,
So you can treat it like you hate it, and it doesn't matter. All the bolt-on bits cost a bit though.
Yeah.
It's hard to drive smooth, I don't know why. Man, it feels fast as a passenger. It pulls you back in the seat. That's mad.
That's unreal. Oh, that feels so fucking good.
This is the first time I've been a passenger in my car, other than with my daughter. You can go right here and get around the factory engines if you want. Wow. It's amazing how much quicker it feels when you're in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
It actually does pull pretty hard.
It puts you in your seat. Like that is so much fucking fun. Has it got powered like boosted brakes, or are they all
Nah.
through the bias?
That's just a pedal box with direct pressure to the brakes. There's no booster.
Feels good. Like you can actually modulate it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's actually better if, as the brakes warm up too. It's got a kind of a race pad in it.
So you can back it into the driveway. Yeah, there's something about just the raw feeling of a car like this. Like I smile ear to ear. It just, you feel connected to the ground. Everything's instantaneous. There's no lag. There's no playing anything. Like you've planted to the ground, and where you want it to go, it'll go.
Yeah.
If you want to go fast, you just put your foot down.
You do, yeah. And you open the throttle half around the corner, brings it back around. It's not, I don't know, you can't buy a new car that does this stuff.
No, you can't.
They're all traction control, ABS. They're made so that the biggest knob that ever bought one still can't spin out. do another lap and like go up to the corner and brake hard for the corner. Just feel the brakes. Like still slow down, but just use the brakes, feel it. It feels good.
That is, well, yeah. There's no play in it.
Yeah.
You put your foot on the brake, you just you can feel it. You can feel it when they're locking up. That noise, that induction noise, I just can't get over it.
So cool.
This thing's honestly the best. This is so good. That was fucking mad. Shout out to James for letting me drive that.
No worries, man.
So this thing's a, what year model?
72, I think.
It's a 1972 Ford Escort MK1 RS2000 with a, we'll pop the bonnet.
With a duratec 2 litre.
With a duratec 2 litre. Look at that. That's unreal. The stacks and everything just look perfect. Fuel injected. The exhaust. That's just, it's a work of art.
Fits in there pretty easy.
Yeah. And they weigh less than the actual Pinto that come in it, don't they?
Yeah, they're pretty light little engine. All aluminium.
All aluminium. And they're just modern. Like, and it sits right at home in there. There's perfect amount of space. It's not taking up too much space and anything.
No, they're good and easy to work on. There's a few little mods you got to do. You got to buy a bit of stuff to make it work, but you don't have to really work anything out. So someone's always done it before you.
Someone's written the book.
Yeah. The only thing that's probably not off the shelf is the exhaust. Only because I wanted to have that look.
And that look is, if you own an A car, like that is what you want.
They're not actually even length extractors, but
they look symmetrical and they look awesome.
Yeah.
They make it sound awesome too.
I think just the intake and the exhaust that makes the thing breathe properly.
Yeah.
Without that, they would be choked up.
They don't look out of place. Like, you look at the Pinto and it's pretty much the same size.
Yeah, it's actually no bigger than the Pinto.
They sort of look like an SR. They got the same.
So you went in the Pinto when we had the bike carbies on it and everything.
Yeah.
And this thing is, I reckon, noticeably quicker, but also noticeably smoother. Like,
way smoother.
Yeah, when you're seeing it at the lights, it doesn't jiggle the car around. The motorway, you don't hear a rattling from the rockers.
The valve train's going to fly apart.
The thing's like a sewing machine when it's idling.
And then you put your foot down and it makes all the best noises.
It goes like a race motor.
Yeah.
Like the best of both worlds.
Oh, that's unreal.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like the perfect swap.
It's amazing. As soon as you feel the potential of it, you start thinking, man, it'd be alright if it had some cams in it, a bit more compression.
Yeah, how far can you push it?
But I'm going to control myself and just leave it standard. It's a good streeter, that's how it's staying.
Well, that's it. You put it into 5th gear and it goes dead quiet. Cruises nice and smooth.
Actually, none of that noise is exhaust noise. It's all intake. Because the exhaust it's got 2 mufflers on it. It's not really noisy.
Yeah.
It's just, but when you open the throttle, it does scream.
Yeah. It's a bucket of fun too, like, and it looks unreal. Like, you see some Escorts that sort of have a dorky, they sit really high, and this thing just has a good road presence. It sits nice and low.
Yeah, it's not really parts that you can buy, like all the stuff you can buy is not low enough.
Yeah.
So all the struts are, I'll turn that wheel straight so you can see it.
Yeah. It looks so good. Like, it sits really, really low. The wheels sit right up inside the guards. Just looks awesome.
Yeah, we're running 14s, not the 13s that most people run. I tried to put 15s on it, but they just
slightly too big.
hit the guards too much.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks so good. I can't. There's a couple I've seen getting around, and they're almost like, they're pretty prevalent in rally, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, I think most of the gear you buy is for rally. So like, you have another couple hundred mil of ground clearance.
And they sit them up high where this thing sits low and as wide as you can get with the factory guards, and it just gives it that road presence that, yeah, it looks 10,000 times better than sort of that rally spec. But I mean, each to their own.
No, well, you're like me. We like the drift look.
Yeah.
Not that this is a drift look, but I still like low.
It's that low, and it fills everything up nicely. There's a nice gap between everything.
Yeah.
And it's got these wicked seats in it. What are these out of, James? They're out of a Focus.
Ford Focus RS.
Ford Focus RS.
That Kin block version.
The factory RS Recaros out of a Ford Focus RS. And they're trimmed up and they look perfect for obviously a Ford Escort, so
Yeah,
the comfiest seats for a street car.
They definitely suit an Escort. And they're actually a little seat too, like they're not huge in the headrest.
They're slim through that top part. They're not super bulky like you see some aftermarket seats, and they're really, really padded up.
Yep.
But these things look awesome. Nice and thin. Alright, well, we're gonna set up the camera and get some cinematic stuff and make a sort of video of this thing with the camera and the gimbal. But yeah, that's just awesome. So yeah, I'll go ahead and set all that up now. So we just got back from shooting some cinematic stuff for this. Hopefully I can make it look half decent. And yeah, this is honestly probably one of my favourite cars to film and just be around, really. Let me zoom out. There's a zoom out function. Where is it? Oh, that's zooming in. So this thing is a bucket of fun to drive. It makes 160, 170 horsepower, weighs under a tonne, probably like 900 kilos weight with a driver. And it's, 2 litre, manual rear wheel drive. It's got a locker in it. It's absolutely awesome. I'll have to, big shout out to James for letting me have a drive. It's just cool as. It's honestly so much fun. And it's such a good looking factory car too. You can see how small it is. That's a 2-door Holden Sandman, and that's a little Ford Escort, and size comparison. It's unreal. He's got a business called Retromax Engineering and Restoration. And he's got this cool as Mark 1 drift car that he's been building for a couple of years, probably the same time I've been trying to put my car together. So that thing will probably end up seeing the track or driving before I see my car on the road, unfortunately, but oh well. Yeah, I'll keep your eyes peeled for that cinematic video in a couple of days. I'll hopefully have it done sooner rather than later. I'll throw this one together quickly because it was just fun. It's more of a, I don't know, what do you call it, vlog style video. But yeah, thanks again to James for letting me film this and have a bit of a drive. It's given me massive motivation to get my car on the road, so hopefully get the Silvia and this Escort out of the track at QR in the near future. Cheers, see you later.